Alright, boys, I'm back once again with another video. Now, today's topic is gonna be spicy. You guys have already seen the title, you know how it's about to go, bro. You already know what it's gonna be like. And I'll be honest with you, I have to preface this video because it seems like I'm always prefacing videos. But I have to preface this video because I do not hate women. This opinion is formulated upon experiences with women. I grew up around women, like the majority of my friends before I was. So, the majority of my friends in my most formative years, 0 to 7, were girls. Like, I had 3 male friends, and then the rest of them, I'd say I'm talking like 7 to 10 were females. So, I've never had confidence issues with girls. I've never had problems talking to girls. I lost my virginity at 15. Like, I'm not one of those guys who lost their virginity at like 25, 20. I mean, I'm 21, so, but I'm not one of those guys who lost their virginity very late, the late bloomers who were going through secondary school and high school for you Americans, looking at other people's relationship with the green eye. You know what I mean? The smart ones of you will know what that means. So, I have to mention that because the topic I'm going to be talking about is going to sound a bit like weird, but if you can read between the lines, you'll know. Like, if you're not socially autistic, you'll know that I'm not a fucking misogynist, like hating women and shit. So, as I mentioned before, this comes from multiple experiences with women, and I'm saying that not to flex because, like I said, I have to preface this video. It's not a flex to fuck girls, to emotionally string them along, to have toxic relationships. Even though it's fun, I'll be honest. I'll say what needs to be said. It is fun to have toxic relationships because the emotional like back and forth is just very lit. I'll be honest, but it's not okay to string girls along and fuck with their emotions. That's how you create the cycle of shit women and hoes. And also, I'm not red pill. Like, we agree, our beliefs converge on many topics. So I believe in self-improvement. As you can see, I'm like in pretty decent shape. I've gone from 58 kilos to 85 at 14% body fat. So I highly advocate the message of improving yourself and thinking for yourself, being a critical thinker. So in that sense, me and the red pill have converging beliefs, but our views diverge when it comes to women because although a lot of what they say is backed on statistics, right? I was never a part of that statistic. So, like, oh, one in 3 guys, what was it? Yeah, 1 in 3 guys is a virgin or hasn't slept with a girl in the last year. Like, I've never ever been part of that statistic, apart from deliberately from, I believe it was. Anyway, whatever. Fuck that. It's not important, innit? It's not important. But I'm not a red pillar. I love women. I grew up around women. I was predominantly raised by my mom, so I have to mention that before we get into this video. So let's get into the meat and potatoes, my boys. I believe wholeheartedly that women before the age of 24, or before you're making at least 5k a month, so whatever your currency is, for me is pounds, 5k. Euros will be something like 5.78 to 6. I don't know what the rate's on. I believe it's 1 to 1.1. For US, it will be something like 7.5 thousand, and then the other currencies are irrelevant. So, but yeah, I don't think you should talk to girls before that. The reason being, like I said, from my experience, the mental headspace that is allocated to dealing with women is completely crazy. Like, you have to deal with texting her, which I don't do a lot of, FaceTiming her, which is mainly what I'll do to set up dates, right? You'll have to deal with the games that they play. You'll have to take her on multiple dates. You'll have to late night calls. And obviously my sleep schedule is very important. As I mentioned, I'm about to be going to sleep in 17 minutes. So my sleep schedule is a prerequisite for my productivity. And obviously you'll just get that text, like, you know, if you've dealt with girls, like, oh, I want to see you, it's like fucking 11 a.m, midnight, 1 o'clock. You just hop in the Uber, or you whip over there, and you just go do your thing, innit? Like that stuff is not worth it. And then there's the time invested. Time is a finite resource, so you're not gonna get time back. Energy and money can be replenished, right? But when I say resources, obviously I mean money. Energy and money can be replenished. You can always make more or take more. But time, you can't go back, you can't go forward. You only have this moment right now. So girls not respecting your time is, it's just not fun. Obviously, the better you become as a person, you'll encounter that less and less and less. Like the more experience I became with girls, the less that happened. But yeah, man, the list goes on and on. I can talk about so many things, especially with girls nowadays, like the unbelievable entitlement. Um, but I don't want to have this video go towards that negative side. You know what I mean? Women are extremely enchanting, and there are so many experiences that you can only get from having a woman truly in love with you. So, for example, I mentioned in my testosterone video in the brotherhood section how there are two types of love that isn't like the unconditional that you get from your family, right? So there's like the love from your brothers, and there's the love from a woman who genuinely cares about you. Now, they're not equal in the sense that they provide different purposes, but they're equally as important to your progression as a guy. Do you know what I mean? And I'm talking about enchanting experiences. I mean like back massages, like after you've done the deed and you're just chilling. She's got her head on your chest. You're just relaxing, arm around her, just chilling, watching a movie, bro. Those experiences are very enchanting. Like I mentioned, they're truly fulfilling. That's a very good way to put it. Like the back massages, like the cooking for you, that sort of stuff. That is just amazing. And these things, in my opinion, are for later on, when you have built the foundation for a fruitful relationship. I'm very big on wanting to have kids. So I want my kids to be in an environment where they're thriving, not surviving. I want my kids to have a loving, caring mother and a very supportive father. And in my eyes, the choice is obvious. I need to do more work to become that type of guy who's responsible enough to bring life into this world and truly support it and cultivate it so that it becomes highly successful and not a dysfunctional member of society. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to break the cycle in the black community. And the choice is obvious in my eyes. It's going through that tough period of loneliness. I'll be honest, I always say a lot of times, like, I want a girlfriend. And I could get a girlfriend very easily if I wanted to. And again, I'm not saying that to flex. I could get a girlfriend. Like, girls look at me, girls stare me down all the time. It literally happened today when I was in the fucking shop getting ingredients for my meal prep. It's not hard to talk to girls. You just go up and treat them like a fucking human being, right? And just have a nice conversation with them. Flow, don't be awkward, blah, blah, blah. It's so easy. It's so easy. But you have to go through that period of loneliness. And once that loneliness is done, you'll come out on the other side a stronger man, more capable of leading a relationship, being her emotional rock, being there for her genuinely. And then potentially, if you were to have kids, you're making 5K a month. So you'll be able to support that kid coming into this world. Your kid won't be struggling. You won't be struggling to get baby formula and that sort of stuff, right? And then on top of that, while your girlfriend's pregnant, you'll be able to get her the finest quality ingredients so your child comes out healthy. Like, you'll be able to buy organic everything, like all your food organic. You'll be able to get healthy water, stuff like that. It's just, these things are priceless to me, and it's trivial in my opinion if you weigh the two decisions, whether it's girls now while trying to get the money, or pause on girls and get the money first, then engage with women after, once you're already that guy. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, that was my crazy take. I don't think it's that crazy, honestly. I believe this rhetoric is widely accepted in like the red pill space, right? And that side of the internet, with like the guys coming up like Justin Waller, for example. Obviously the Tates. I mean, the Tates have a different take on it, because they actually used girls to get their money, and I say use not in a bad way, because it's a genius thing to do, right? So yeah, man, you have to focus on yourself and build the avatar before you can start playing that game with the girls. So I hope you guys enjoyed this vid. This is my vid for this week. Next week I'm going to be dropping something good for you guys. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. Until then,